Good morning, folks. It is Matt Rogers. It is now the 20th of February 2025. With this particular broadcast, I'm going to show you sky captures using the Vixen telescope, pointing towards our solar system, huge objects and formations, planets, and other strange phenomena. Please again look very carefully at this broadcast. Now folks, I went out this night as well, and also early hours of this morning, to pick up some very strange phenomena of craft, formations, interstellar, also very strange phenomena of red planets, far out towards the further reaches of our solar system. We've done this many times now, and still we're picking up very strange images, refractions of light, celestial bodies, you name it, the telescope is picking it up. Let me now show you this huge object that looked indeed interstellar, of a huge formation. Now again, the picture you're going to see now must have been as well about 15 million kilometers away from our world, the Earth. Okay, this particular picture was taken around about 1 AM of this morning's skies, pointing towards the northern skies, again towards our solar system, capturing some kind of phenomena that you can see here very clearly. You notice the space debris and stars in the background, other formations like planets, but this incredible capture shows up some characteristic of a huge starship. I mean, notice the shadows and refractions of light, and also to this area it looks as if again we're seeing some kind of phenomena of a strange shape. Let me just again with the brand new, never seen before photograph of the object. I mean, this absolutely blew me away as well. I had to stand back from the telescope and also have a good think about what we were seeing, because indeed that does look very interesting, of some kind of phenomena of a huge craft. Or is it a huge rock? Again, I do not know what it is, but again this formation was moving strangely through space. Look at the characteristics of this area and also this area as well. What are we seeing, folks? This is absolutely incredible of a capture, again using the telescope and the lenses, zooming into strange phenomena out there in our solar system. Now, just by going back to this area, you can see the characteristics to the upper area of the photograph towards the background. Notice that triangle shaped formation to this area and other formations as well. What are we caught here, folks? What kind of phenomena are we seeing here? We speak about the Anunnaki. We also have people sending in messages on a daily basis explaining that these ships, interstellar, the Anunnaki, are parked up in space very close to our world, the Earth, waiting for the coming cataclysm. They know it's coming. Some other people suggested as well in the United States of America that these objects, these formations, these huge interstellar ships will come down towards the Earth and help people. Could this be true, folks? Because of a huge pole shift, they know it's coming. They're waiting. They can see the formation. They can see Nemesis, Nibiru, the coming cataclysms. I've got to say as well, folks, this is a genuine photograph. We're seeing something in space showing up. And again, the pattern, the phenomena, the strange apparition of this huge formation could be 30 to 40 miles in length. It's out there. There's no doubt in this particular picture. It is real. Something very, very fascinating is showing up in our solar system. The second photograph was very, very interesting, because we notice as well this phenomenon of this strange apparition of a formation in space. This object could be even further away from Pluto, way out there as well, past the asteroid belt. What kind of phenomena are we seeing? It can't be space debris, folks, because space debris would be above the Earth's atmosphere, a couple of thousand miles high above the Earth. This formation, where we can see other celestial bodies to the left hand side of the photograph, is even further out to the further reaches of our solar system. What are we noticing? What kind of characteristics of the formation are we seeing and witnessing of this huge structure in space, You can see how it's lit up as well, of the phenomena of the formation. Just another very interesting capture for the Nibiru Planet X community that's watching this channel, watching this video very carefully, of seeing the characteristics of a large phenomenal object. Now folks, as well, many people send in messages and explain, Matt, please point towards the further reaches of our solar system using the technology that you have with the telescope and also other telescopes as well, so we can eliminate other objects of known heavenly bodies to pick up something unknown. Now with this object, with this formation, I was absolutely blown away as well, because it's out there where we can see our solar system. The red refraction of light as well was so overwhelming. But notice as well the smaller bodies in front of the larger body. Now at first as well we saw the smaller bodies, but then also just moments later this illumination of a large celestial object started to show up between where we see the iron oxide to either side of the photograph. Smaller bodies, smaller objects are being and showing up as well on this very picture. Again, it is very interesting to see these objects. People need to notice and see that we do have another planet in our solar system. The characteristics show as well that this could indeed be 7 times the size of Jupiter. Think about it. Back in 1983, using the IRAS telescope, which the chief astronomer was in charge of using that IRAS telescope, Dr. Robert Harrington. Now, again, Dr. Robert Harrington lost his life, sadly. And also the information from the IRAS telescope had disappeared completely as well, because again, the information about the IRAS telescope, where it was a public piece of evidence of technology as well, for us to see those pictures that were captured to see if there was an object to the further reaches of our solar system. But all of a sudden again, something happened. Something was destroyed, taken away from us, pictures of interest. So now we're seeing something very, very important. This again could be Nibiru, Planet X, or it could be just normal phenomena. We could be seeing a known heavenly body, but I've checked the solar system. This is not Mars, this is not Jupiter, or any other celestial body. This is something else, so unknown and mysterious, lurking through space. Yet another very strange phenomena of seeing these orbs and other planets and formations, and also the characteristics of more interstellar objects. Again, this is much further away that we saw at the beginning of the video of that larger object that looked more in detail. See, when we see photographs as well, photography of zooming out using the lenses and the characteristics of the phenomena, noticing that this object could be even more further out where we notice the formation lit up. But again, you can see the smaller objects and this huge object to the right hand side of the photograph. This could indeed be another planet. Very interesting capture. Here we have another capture as well. Now this again was taken towards the further reaches of our solar system. What I do is I max the telescope to try and go as further as possible to picking up information of other spectacular objects. Now these are asteroids, just roaming around space. Now indeed as well, they are talking about trying to use a satellite to smash into the asteroid that is heading towards the world. Again, in 2032, it could hit. Now, again, this is very, very serious. But trying to deflect the asteroid by using a satellite to smash into it. See, the thing is as well, folks, that these asteroids are moving at a considerable speed, very fast through our solar system, and a small satellite to hit it, I don't think so. Because when you think about it as well, of this asteroid, okay, that's smaller space rocks and other larger space body rocks as well that you can see on the screen. Smaller rocks and larger rocks. Now indeed as well, the calculations of these rocks are moving very fast as well through space. See, this asteroid that is supposed to head towards us to cause a great catastrophe if it reaches the 600-mile wide keyhole above the Earth's atmosphere and comes in and causes devastation and destruction, is when you think about it, with other space bodies could hit it as well, smash into it. It could cause it to head towards directly to the Earth, moving the path even more of a very, very dangerous of this object orbiting, again just moving through space towards us. Something is very, very strange. Again, they're worried about this. This particular object as well was taken around about 12 at midnight, and again this was just around about between the 18th and the 19th of February of this year 2025. The observation shows as well that indeed looks like the characteristics of a sun, a second sun. Are we noticing the binary sun nemesis in our solar system? This is towards the backside of the sun. It's illuminating behind our sunlight. Something again of a huge body. This is very, very interesting. See, sometimes when I zoom towards objects using the telescope, I hope that everything is normal and just fine, but then zooming in and seeing the characteristics of a large body just like this on the screen, I start to worry about it, because I know it's there. I know this phenomenon of this object is showing up in our solar system, and again people have the right to know that what we're viewing and seeing on the screen. Does the establishment know that this object has now reached the inner solar system towards the backside of the sun? Very interesting capture. Now, it becomes even more important as well, and indeed incredible, because I noticed another heavenly body. Now, I've been tracking this heavenly body for quite a number of months now, and this was taken around about a week and a half ago. This indeed could be Helon in the Nibiru system that carries, again, the destroyer Nemesis and the other known heavenly bodies in the mini solar system that has reached our solar system, Helon. Now, again, you can see the characteristics that it's a real picture of noticing stars, space rocks and objects. Like I just stated then, I'm going to really take notice of this object, tracking it, scanning it, because the formations do look indeed that they're moving towards us. This is very, very, very interesting what we're seeing of this phenomena in space. Now folks, the reason why I know it's moving through space, because notice as well on this other photograph of the same heavenly body that I have predicted it could indeed be Helon in the Nibiru system. Notice those stars and other planets just to the side here has now changed, where we can see the view sight of the phenomena of the object indeed looks like it's moving. Here is indeed the third photograph. This was taken about 3 weeks ago. Notice how it's quite smaller in size, but gradually we can see it moving as if it's heading towards us. Notice the stars and also the object. It's very, very interesting. I will indeed keep observing this heavenly body for you. Here we have two objects as well to the further reaches of our solar system, two heavenly bodies. Notice again the object that we've just seen as well that could indeed be Helon, but there is another object, another planet to the further reaches as well of this particular photograph. You can see it very clearly as well as a red planet formation. Let me just zoom into this. There is something out there. You can see the astronomical glow as well of this red planet of a formation. Very interesting captures. Let me just zoom out so you can see the two objects of interest. Just by zooming in with the telescope and noticing as well by tracking the evidence through the solar system, hours upon hours of footage to picking up these interesting captures. It's very difficult to try and enhance photography when it's blurred out as well, way out there in space. So it is also very important just to keep the photograph natural, just like you can see on the screen of stars, formations, planets, and indeed in the center of the formation of the photograph indeed looks like a huge brown dwarf star, a cool star emitting light to the further reaches of our solar system. First of all, I was taking captures as it was quite blurry as well, showing the phenomena of the object of interest. See, again, the worrying thought is, folks, it isn't going away. It is still there, and it's looking bigger each time I observe that particular part of the solar system. See, when you think about it as well, our solar system is built like a car engine. If you throw a spanner at the works, throw a spanner into the engine, it's going to cause a huge destruction. See, our solar system has been in peace and harmony, just rotating round the sun and everything being okay. But now we're seeing, with the strange weather patterns here on Earth and the phenomena of seeing objects in our solar system that have hugely lit up. You can see pictures way back in the 1970s and the 1980s. There's scientific books showing Jupiter and other known heavenly bodies much darker. But now for this year in 2025, these heavenly bodies now are much lighter in magazines, and also notice them as well. Using the internet, you can see how incredibly the objects have lit up. So what is going on? Is it because of a brown dwarf star, our binary star to the sun, that is causing a destruction through our solar system? These objects, like you can see on the screen, of moving asteroids and other phenomena with this huge planet. Now this picture is increasingly starting to show up as it being slightly closer, because we can see the characteristics of not being too blurred out. What are we seeing and viewing? Indeed, it looks like an unknown planet. I've got multiple shots as well of the heavenly body that's been picked up as well that shouldn't be there. I've never seen it before. But again, I will always observe it because it's becoming increasingly larger. There's other formations as well that indeed look like interstellar objects to the top area, formations. Let me just zoom into this. Something again moving through space that I caught as well with the telescope and taking captures. You can still see this huge red object that could indeed be Helon in the Nibiru system. Something showing up towards the further reaches of our solar system. This also was a very interesting capture, because we're seeing two celestial objects to the lower half of the photograph, and also we're noticing something interstellar. Look at this formation that we can see the characteristics of objects, starships that are parked on the further reaches of our solar system. Notice in the background the asteroid belt, asteroids, space rocks, stars. Let me just zoom into the phenomena of formations. See, the further out we go, the more the images become darker. But there we see as well two large space objects out there to the further reaches of our solar system. You can see the characteristics of these large, long formations. I mean, we could be seeing hundreds upon hundreds of miles in length of the characteristics of where we can see starships from the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki and the information is very, very important about the Sumerian, and also the information that was brought through as well by Zecharia Sitchin, the book author of the 12 planets. See, it all adds up. If you think about it as well, think out the box. It's very, very important. Of all the surroundings right now across our world, here in Great Britain and other places across different countries across the world, I respect all of you folks, I really do. But again, think about it. Everything now has changed. Everything from supermarkets to our surroundings, towards a government, towards paying bills. The thing is, everything is so expensive now. But again, is this to try and keep us from looking up, keep us in depth of just carrying on in our lives and not noticing big differences? Because again, with all the build-up of all the changes across the world right now, everything, it could mean as well that they know as well, the government and the powers that were, that a huge cataclysm is on its way through our solar system. Something is going on, folks, because we can also remember from the 1970s and the 1980s and so on, that things were so different. Things were better. People were happier. But there has been a big change. This was another part of the night sky as well, zooming out towards east around about 3 a.m. See, with this particular picture, you can see something of a characteristics that something is out of place in space in our solar system. Notice as well, it was taken around about 10:30 in the evening, showing up on the 18th of February 2025, the characteristics as well of space objects and also asteroids formations. But indeed we saw this huge structure. I don't know what size it is, but it's absolutely massive, of the phenomenon of the formation. Let me zoom in as well to the incredible capture of seeing this object. I mean, look at the lines and the formations and the light refraction to this side of the object of interest. I mean, again, there is something out there in space. What are we noticing? Are we seeing something that has been built by the Anunnaki? The more I study about the Anunnaki, the more interesting the books are. I got a couple of books last week as well, and indeed they blew me away. The information, and also with looking at these photographs, things start to open up. The jigsaw puzzle is starting to form where we can see the interesting captures. Something adds up, folks. Let me just zoom in to show you again the formations. Notice two dark areas and you can see the structure. This is in space, folks. Look at the lines as well. The darker area and the formation. It all adds up of a strange pattern of something of an interstellar craft. More and more pictures are coming through as well, where we can see, using the Vixen telescope, incredible captures. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to use a tool and try to enhance the photography in detail so we get more of the characteristics of this phenomena of a huge structure in space. Okay, so I was able to take a second photograph of the one that you saw at the beginning of the video, of noticing smaller objects, also other phenomena of other interstellar objects, and this huge structure. This is what blew me away. See, when you move the telescope and also look at the recording and something like this shows up on the screen, you just sit back and think, wow, how the heck did you actually be able to see this formation? Something again that the establishment do not wish to talk about. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. I just couldn't believe it when I saw this huge structure, a huge object. It's there. The formation. I mean, look at the lines. I mean, it's something again. That indeed, when we look at it as well, when it's showing up on the footage, it looks like it's metallic. You can see the other formation as well in the background. Let me just move in. See this other strange structure in space to the further reaches of our solar system. I mean, again, this object that we can see of the two phenomena is in our solar system. Just move back for you as well. This is, again, something that everybody in our community needs to see. Why is it there? Very important pieces of evidence that you've witnessed on this video. So indeed, thank you for watching this very short broadcast. I'm going to come back to you as well with more evidence, more footage of our solar system, and speak about on small documentaries about Planet X, Nibiru and the coming cataclysms. All pieces of information is very important to us. Please take care. From Matt Rogers.